today is the 23rd. It's Saturday and it is almost 12 o'clock. It's nighttime. Marky is asleep and I am starting my new crafty Chronicles week or days. I can never really say this, right? Anyways, I'm starting filming again. My last video came out on Friday, and today I've actually missed yesterday from filming. So this is something that I've stitched last night or yesterday. And this is, if you remember, this is Lake Louise. By the way, I am hoping that it's not too dark in here because I'm at my husband's office and the lighting here is pretty bad. So he is home, he's in the living room watching TV. We've started watching Supernaturals again. I cannot believe that because there's like, what, 15 seasons, and I used to watch it like crazy, but then I kind of got tired of it because it's too long. So we started watching it again because we could never, find a movie that we both want to watch. Anyways, okay. What I was saying. This is Lake Louise, and I have stitched quite a bit yesterday. Let me show you the chart. Okay, so everything that is in purple and on this is what I've stitched yesterday. So it's around this area, like this little part, this tree, which I'm going to show you in a second. Probably you have seen that. Going over here, and this entire white part. It's kind of, boring. It's really boring to stitch white on white. So there's quite a large area with the white. Though I almost have finished it, but all of this and all of this purple is white, so there's quite a lot like I said, white, because it's winter. I always wanted to stitch a wintry design, but you have to remember that stitching a winter design, you have to be ready to stitch with a lot of whites and light grays and stuff like that, and it tends to be boring because I'm a color maniac. I love when there's a lot of colors. I love, confetti, you can say that. But this project is easy but still has a lot of harder parts, which are, of course, like I said, the light on light, which is kind of boring to me. But altogether, I think that this is looking pretty good. I'm going to try to get a little closer. Oh gosh, I think that the lighting here is really bad. But still, you can see that I've stitched all of this, all this area, and all the white around, and this is the tree that I was telling you about. This is actually a blend, if you're seeing what it is. It's a blend with a black and a dark green. I think that this is a beautiful project. Well, maybe not beautiful, but cute, because it's one of the smaller ones. But I do have a series of these designs, which are sceneries from all around the world. And I think that if I'll pick up the next one after I finish this one, it will be Tuscany. I think so. But there are a lot of beautiful designs from Oven. Oven is a great company if you want to stitch sceneries, because their designs are pretty easy. It's easy to stitch, but the outcome of the sceneries, I don't know, I never really looked at anything else from them, but I did hear a lot that their scenery projects are beautiful and really good, designed very well. Okay, so this is what I've been stitching yesterday, and today I've actually stitched my new project, which is going to be the next one. Okay, so this is my new project. This is from Riolis. Let me just remind you what this is supposed to be. This is it. I'm stitching currently this little part, this these leaves. I cannot wait to move on to the flowers. They're so beautiful, but it's not difficult to stitch. I mean, it's pretty easy to stitch. It's only 14 colors and one black, which is cotton thread, but it's stitched on black 14 count Aida, and it has 14 colors plus one. Okay. Unfortunately, this kit doesn't have a name. It has only a number 1612, and I cannot find the name of this design. So maybe they just didn't give it to them, to it. But it has only the creator, which is the designer, which is Galina Sakabeva, if I'm not mistaken. But like you are seeing, I am stitching with wool. I love stitching with wool. I hope that it's looking this bad only on camera now that I'm watching it. I'll try not to film in this room anymore because really the lighting is really bad. Anyways, when I was stitching it, it felt like the leaves are kind of became one big mash. But now that I'm looking at it from a side, now that I filled in this little area, which I was working on today, and I finished around this area with this leaf, I've actually, I am seeing the difference between the leaves. So it will be really pretty. I think that it's going to end up being one of my favorite projects just because it is so, something that I don't usually stitch, like flowers and stuff. Though I do stitch flowers. I stitch my botanical gardens. Anyways, this is what I've stitched today around this area and a little bit over here. So yeah, altogether I think that I've had pretty good 2 days of cross stitch, and I'm not really sure. I think that tomorrow I want to stitch a little bit on my Haed because I kind of missed it. I also really have this need to stitch my 12 beauties, but I don't want to sit on it too much because I have so many projects that I do want to stitch still, and I kind of don't want to get stuck on one. But since I saw the video from my Russian YouTube, that's, well, there was this Russian vlogger which has already finished it, and I've seen the final result. I was dying to start stitching it again. I don't know why, but it kind of gave me this drive, and I really want to do it. But still, yet I love all of my projects that I'm currently working on, and I think that maybe I will end up stitching my Heaven and Earth tomorrow, at least for a little while. So we'll see about that. I wanted to do some diamond painting tonight, but I think that I'm too tired, so I'm going to go wash a couple of dishes. Thank God there's not a lot of them there, but still, and go join Marky to, sleep a little bit before he wakes up and wants to eat. Anyways, I love you guys, and I will see you in a couple of seconds. So my friends, we went out for a walk on the beach today. Today is Sunday. My husband is not working. There he is, standing with baby boy. And look what's going on. It's so peaceful. The ocean is so quiet today. No waves. Nobody's around. I mean, there are a couple of people here and there, but not as much as I have expected. That's our beautiful hangout place. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful places, but I didn't film. But instead of stitching, I ended up doing some home chores, meaning I cooked a soup for Marky. And look, somebody's driving. And I don't think it's supposed to be driving. Oh, it's the cops. My husband is walking around place, I think, because they had this thingy on their roof. But I think that it's perfect day for a little walk. There's a lot of really beautiful places around Ashkelon. It's a really nice city to live in. I think we are having fun today. By the way, we kind of finished our walk, so we are going home, and I'm going to be stitching a little more because I think that Mark is going to go to sleep once we get home. Okay, so just a little update for for a nice day. Okay, so it's 10:50 at night, and it's the end of the day. Probably you have seen my little trip today. I wanted to film a little longer, like show you a couple of places in the marina and stuff like that, because there's a really beautiful spot on the marina. You can see the yacht and all the beautiful ships and stuff, but I, for some reason, didn't film at all. But I did film a little piece just to show you the ocean and a little bit of the scenery. And it was really fun because it was sunny and still not hot like it usually is in the summer in Israel. Even though it's winter right now, but still, it was really, really sunny. It was really, really nice to be there, to breathe a little bit of fresh air because I don't go out that much. Plus Marky had a good trip, and he fell asleep. We actually were there like for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and he wasn't sleeping. And when we got to our car, he fell asleep, and then he just went to bed at home. When we came back home for like 2 hours. Anyways, back to stitching, and I have a little something really, really interesting to show you. This is my heaven and earth. This is my garden. Probably you have seen at the beginning of this little clip the before picture, and this is the after. So I think I did pretty good. I've actually stitched 778 half crosses today, and that's a really good amount, but I am enjoying it a lot because I love the pinks and I really, really love this project. I was kind of missing it. I still want to stitch it, but I want to go and do some diamond painting because I do miss that as well. I miss all my projects. I love them all. So this is the beginning of the flower, the first flower, and I think that it's going to be beautiful when it's finished. It's a really, really large project, so my fabric is still folded like this, and I just take this piece and I just fold this like something like that, and I just hold it and stitch on the bottom there. But it's really, 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 really a large project, and I think that it's a pretty good amount of stitching, considering that I've just started it not so long ago. And I think that stitching it with the help of the program, which is this particular one is stitched with oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the app. Pattern Keeper. Oh my gosh, with Pattern Keeper. I love that program. It's really, really easy. It's not as sophisticated as Cross Stitch Saga or Pattern Keeper, but still. What did I just say? Anyways, guys, I had a delivery today. Somebody well, not somebody, a delivery guy delivered a little booklet that I've ordered, and that's something really interesting that I want to talk to you about. So let me just show you this. I'm just going to move this. This is, by the way, my husband's massage table. Okay, anyways, look at this. this has arrived. I ordered it from Amazon. I really wanted one, and after ordering it, I decided to create my own cross stitch project book. Now I've told you about that. I um I like the design, but I think that they could have done a little better. Actually, not that it's not beautiful. I'm it's cute. It's kind of vintagey, but I think the graphics can really be more. But the thing about this, I was kind of creating a cover is not that difficult. The thing about my project book that I want to make is I want to make it first of all a little more like less childish. I want to make it a little more interesting, maybe make like a nice cover. I'm not going to write a year like it is over here because I don't want it to be like really focused on one period of time. But my cover looks a little different. It's less, you know, drawn. But if we look inside, there's actually there's not that much in here that by the way, I was expecting it to be a book, and it's kind of cardboard. Anyways, you can write your name, whatever it is that you want to say here. You can write the years, as long as you are using it. Basically, the whole thing is more or less like two sides for one project. I wouldn't do a couple of them. I think some of these details I have, written in my, I'm just going to show you the preview because this is kind of an example for how you're supposed to use it. All it says here is the number of project. I guess the example is for 88 projects. I think that's a little too much. But you can write the name of the project, the designer, where you purchased it, design theme. I think that's this is not something that I'm going to use. When it started and when it is completed, which is really, really interesting as well. Time to stitch. I don't think that's really necessary. The stitch counts, the size of the project, coverage type. Kind of interesting. How are you going to, like, more or less, I guess. Fabric count, fabric color, and type. Okay. Floss count. What is floss count? 9 floss count. I don't know what that means. And of course, the type of floss, DMC, Encore, and etc. Embellishments, beads, buttons, others. That's pretty interesting. What does it say? Substitutions. What are you finishing it on? Like they actually used a hoop here or a frame, whatever it is. I think the details are pretty good, but I would make a couple of changes. Tell me what do you think that you would like to have in your project book. I mean, some inventory stuff, because I do want to add inventory for thread and stuff like that. Basically, some of the details around here is something that I have written into my project book as well. But, I don't think that I'm going to do the rating because it's really not that important. But I'm definitely going to do page 4 previews. Maybe before and after, maybe kind of by timing, maybe kind of like every couple of months type or whatever. Anyways, the back here is for notes. I don't think that it's necessary for every project, but still, maybe it is. Maybe you should do some notes. And this is kind of something that I didn't really get, my ideas for changes to the chart. I don't think that I'm going to use that. But something like this is something that I did want to put on my in my diary, in my project book, but not for symbols, as for DMC colors. I wanted to do a page for inventory for DMC, which is pretty, you know, interesting. Now there's a little page with a couple of writings and like symbols and stuff like that. I think it's just for fun. And then it starts with the project that you can use. Now there's even this little design here for every project, but basically you're supposed to just put in the number of project and the details. I think that it's really, really interesting. I'm going to try and do that as well, maybe on this one because mine is not ready yet. But I think altogether it's really interesting to, you know, make sure that you write down all your projects. Try to keep, you know, kind of your progresses. It's really interesting to one day just open it, like by the end of the year maybe, and just see what you have finished, what you have started, when you have started it, how long did it take you, and stuff like that. Maybe notes, maybe make like this question, what kind of projects did you stitch more when, I don't know, just keep inventory, like I said, for your kits or for your designs or for your DMCs, stuff like that. So I think that I am going to make this book a little more interesting. I don't know. I don't want to say that this one is bad. I think this one is really, really good. It's simple, it's really interesting, and I really like it. I'm going to use this one, but like I said, I've already started designing my own, so maybe if it will turn out well, maybe somebody will be interested in purchasing it. So that's kind of interesting because I, like I said, I am a graphic designer. I've been working as a graphic designer for 10 years, and it's basically what I was doing for a very long time. And why not make it into something that I like? Because cross stitch is my love, and I think I was always dreaming of finding something to do that is cross stitch related, like opening a store for cross stitch, which is not really possible, considering that first of all Israel is not really into cross stitch, but altogether it's just a lot of problems and a lot of you know, money, which I don't have. Selling like kits and stuff, I don't care. I even want to work in a store where you have a lot of cross stitch stuff, related stuff. Anyways, I'm just talking about whatever. Anyways, like I said, let me know if there's something that you would like to have in your cross stitch journal. Maybe I was thinking of adding calendars, but on the other hand, I was thinking that I don't want to, like I said in the beginning of this, I don't want to make it into certain era of time. So if I give it a calendar for 2021, for example, it means that you it will be kind of irrelevant in 2022. Though I can just not write the year over here and just give you a calendar in the end, and you can just like fill in whatever it is that you want, or give you a couple of calendars. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Or maybe just skip the calendar altogether because, you know, we don't really have to use that. Anyways, I was really excited to get that. I was kind of disappointed because I thought that it would be more like a book, like diaries, but it's kind of a booklet. Soft, and there's not too many projects, by the way. I don't see the pages over here, so I don't really know how many pages, but I think it said on Amazon on the website that it had 60 something pages, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, anyways, I'll go do some diamond painting and then just go to sleep, and we'll see what I'm going to be stitching tomorrow. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I was thinking maybe about my long dog, because it's been a while since I stitched that one as well. Okay, I will see you in a couple of seconds. All right, so it is the 25th, and I have been stitching quite a bit today. I've actually stitched 2 projects. This is the first one, and the other one I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes or seconds, whatever. Not seconds, that's for sure. But we did have a couple of errands today. We went out to a doctor's appointment because we are going to renew our IVF treatments in like maybe 2 months. But before that, we need to renew all of our tests, and we have to go for genetics tests, which is one of the must-haves in IVF treatments. I don't know how it is in other countries, but in Israel, you do have to go through a couple of tests before, and genetics is one of them. Anyways, after we came home, Marky went to sleep. He actually was really sleepy today. He went to bed at 9 o'clock and he had to eat at 11. So it's time for him to be fed, but he's sleeping. So I don't know, maybe he'll be sleeping for a couple more hours, even though it's not that good, because that means that I won't be able to go to bed, because once I go to bed, he will wake up, that's for sure. Anyways, that's not a video about that. This is my long dog. I've kind of left it aside for a couple of maybe days, weeks, I don't know. But I did stitch a bit of it today. Probably saw the image before, and this is after. So I kind of have these thoughts in my head, and I cannot focus on what I want to say, so I might be talking all over the place. But I did finish this little bridge over here, and now let me show you the preview. Here it is. There it is. Okay, so by the preview, I have finished this area, and I have to go downstairs, but because I'm stitching to this side, I mean from left to right, I will kind of move my hoop over here and start stitching the next design, which is really interesting because I cannot wait to go all through this beauty. Anyways, I have finished this area. There you go. Looks beautiful. I've stitched a little butterfly, which is stitched with backstitch, and I'm actually using a different metallic from Chronicles. This is a Chronicles, and I am using it to do the backstitch in this project. It's really shiny as well, but still not as shiny as the treasure braid, I think. There it is, if you were seeing it right. This is the marker that I'm using to cross out the chart. By the way, the parameters of this chart are over here. I haven't said that for a while, but it is pretty big. It's 365 crosses wide and 429 high, so it's a very big project. Pandemic, like you probably hear for 1,000 times now. Okay, so this was project number 1 for today. I think I've made pretty good progress. I really wanted to finish this because it wasn't that easy. You had to count and make sure that you are not getting lost somewhere along the way, because it's kind of, you know, it's repeating and it's kind of hard on the eye. Now, after this one, I didn't really know what I wanted to stitch. I wanted to do some something that's a little smaller. I didn't want to pick up one of my bigger ones, and I totally forgot which projects I'm stitching, so I had to go to my project stash and check out what I am stitching. I know I kind of had a blackout today. So after this, I picked up my dimensions, kind of put it on top. This is one of the ornaments. This is number 2. Number 1 is already finished. There it is. I think it's so beautiful, and I'm happy because I have the cord. I've showed you the cord before, right? In my other video. By the way, where is it? There it is. The cord. There it is. That's supposed to go when I finish the designs, after I like build the whole thing together, and this supposed to go around the the ornament. So I am really happy that I ordered it. It's just what I wanted, just the width that I wanted. Really good, and I think it's enough for all of them. Hopefully it is. So this is it. By the way, this project I am stitching from Saga, and I can definitely say that I've stitched today 243 and a half stitches. A half is because there are half stitches in this project. So that's the amount I stitched. By the way, on the 20th, I've stitched it, but yeah, like I said, I've stitched it 5 days ago on the 20th, and I've stitched 493 crosses, which was a good progress. But today is like half of it, but that's fine. I think that's enough for this week. I am going to finish this. I got a message that one of my packages arrived, one of 2. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm really happy that it did because I was waiting for both of them, but unfortunately, it was the second one that I ordered this month. The one that I've ordered last month, I mean, I'm waiting for this for like 2 months now, and it's not appearing anywhere. I'm really worried that it's going to arrive and be ruined like 2 of the other ones. Hopefully this one will arrive safely, but this one I've ordered like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and it arrived already. Hopefully tomorrow or maybe the day after tomorrow I'll be able to go and pick it up. I think that all of these things that are supposed to arrive in those 2 packages were supposed to be in my video for my 2021 plans, but unfortunately it didn't arrive. So maybe I'll make 2 videos. One of my, well, maybe half of my plans, and the other half will be when the other package will arrive. I'll just review what came and tell you everything about it. So yeah, hopefully I will be able to pick it up tomorrow, like I said, or the day after, but I'm really happy that at least one of them have arrived. The first one, for some reason, is just stuck somewhere, and I am not sure that everything is okay with that one. Okay, anyways, this will be the end for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you'll subscribe. Please subscribe. I mean, a lot of people are watching without being subscribed, so just subscribe. That will help a lot. Give me thumbs up, write comments, and I will see you really soon in my next video.